Hey there, cats and kitties. I am the Blues Man, Johnny Blues, and with this video, it's time for another top 10 list. Only this time I'm going to be looking at the much beloved in my household, Doctor Who. This was something requested of me by a friend of mine on Facebook to basically give my top 10 picks for classic and modern series stories in the history of Doctor Who. And in this particular video, it's going to be kind of a part one, where I'm only going to be focusing on the classic series. A video following up on this in the near future, talking about my top 10 choices for the modern series, is to follow. Now, for this particular video, I've kind of loosely talked about my favorite moments in Doctor Who history. I've done a 3-part video series called the Doctor's 11, where I was talking about my favorite remembrances, my favorite moments for each of the Doctors. I did a follow-up to that, focusing on the companions. I've even done a top 10, I believe, favorite companions in the classic series list and everything like that. I've talked about Doctor Who quite a bit on my channel, but I've never actually locked down a best of top 10 list of classic or modern series stories that I can recollect in any case. And with this particular video, I'm kind of doing it from a broader perspective. Yes, these are all going to be my choices, but my selection process is not going to be limited to favorite moments or breakout performances by, companions or doctors. It's got a little bit of everything. The overall stories are what I was really looking at paramount in this particular list, but each of these, I believe, have moments that are very well remembered for the companions being showcased, the doctors having great moments, and everything like that. But again, I'm really focusing on the overall story, not just those little nods and little happenstances we remember fondly. So, in any case, I'm not going to be going in depth describing each of these stories or even referencing the particular scenes or aspects of them that I remember and stuff like that, because I've already covered that kind of stuff in previous videos, and I want to leave it largely to you who are watching this video now to be able to go and check them out if you haven't seen them before. If you have, you'll probably know why they're on this list. But if you haven't, I want you to be able to find out about them the same way I did. I really largely knew nothing about each of these stories. I bought them off the shelf in the store after reading the description, if it sounded like something that intrigued me, and I found the wonders of each story on my own volition, not from other people's recommendations and stuff like that. So in any case, here are my top 10 choices for Doctor Who classic series stories, and rather than doing them in a sort of least favorite to most favorite, I'm actually just going to be doing them in their chronological order from when they first aired on TV. So, number 1, the Aztecs. Number 2, the Dalek invasion of Earth. Number 3, the Time Meddler. Number 4, Tomb of the Cybermen. Number 5, Inferno. Number 6, Genesis of the Daleks. Number 7, Pyramids of Mars. Number 8, The Talons of Wang Chiang. Number 9, and probably the most controversial on this list, Mark of the Rani. And number 10, Remembrance of the Daleks. Now, because I like Spinal Tap, and I love that whole aspect of ramping it up to 11, giving it one more, as an honorable mention, I want to add on this list, City of Death. I actually shocked myself that a couple of the choices I put on the official top 10 list edged out City of Death, because City of Death is one of those stories where I like the story, definitely, but it's more about, as I say, those favorite moments, rather than the story being what takes precedence. With each of these top 10 choices that precede it, I feel like all of them, the stories are very weighty, have all of these different moments, from comical moments to emotional, dramatic, scary, everything like that. City of Death is a very comical story. Douglas Adams wrote it, one of my favorite people, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy and stuff like that. But City of Death doesn't have as weighty and as emotional a story as some of those others on the list. So while I very much fondly recollect City of Death, it has been edged out by things like Inferno and Mark of the Rani, which I feel have a full-on, intriguing story from beginning to end. As I say, with weightiness, gravitas, comical elements, and just a little bit of everything. I think with each of the choices I have here, they all have a little bit of everything, from the Doctors getting unknowingly engaged in the Aztecs, all the way up to Remembrance of the Daleks, which takes a fond look back at the very first story in Coal Hill School and everything like that. So yeah, this is my particular choice for top 10 classic series stories of Doctor Who. I'd of course love to hear from you guys, either as a video response, which you can send me in a private message. You can comment in a private message message, which will get to me more directly, or you can even post your top 10 list as brief as possible in the comments below, as long comments seem to get cut off by Google+, and because I'm a strictly mobile user, I won't be able to respond to comments and such like that. But in any case, I'd still love to hear your guys' picks for classic series stories, and please stay tuned because part 2, the modern series top 10 list, is coming. Otherwise, I hope this video finds you well, and I'll catch you all later. Peace.